Competition in the photography community is silly, but it's also understandable. And this is a conversation that I've had with a few of my photographer friends very recently, because I think everyone's kind of annoyed at where we are with this, where a lot of photographers don't like to share their knowledge, share their energy, share their being, because they feel like it takes away from them. And I really want to challenge that core. And what's interesting is I think maybe it's the privilege of social media that we can see these behaviors happening. But I quite think it's a very recent thing within the last like 5 or 10 years, right? And maybe social media has allowed us to see more of it. Maybe it always existed that way. And maybe because I'm not well read on the craft of photography going back to the 40s and 50s and 60s. But I think it's such a sad state for us to be in. And I really want to attack it from two different perspectives, one in the professional setting and one in the creative setting. In the professional world, it's totally understandable because the competition means that there's a possibility of less money for you. And I like to remind a lot of my professional photographer friends that there's more than enough work to go around. And to understand this and to really feel comfortable, I think it comes with how you structure your business from the ground up. And let me give you the context here. I structured my business in such a way that I'm a luxury photographer, right? And luxury photography don't mean that I show up in Louis Vuitton to capture your engagement photos. Luxury photography means that the experience is elevated, that everything that should be accounted for is accounted for, and it's done in a very, let's call it a very tasteful way. It's done in a way where, oh, that's nice, right? And then there are the things that you don't expect that should be taken care of or should be mentioned, or the little things that I do to make sure that my clients are comfortable. Then I also incorporate that in my experience, right? So here's an example. I'm a luxury photographer because when I book an engagement session, I don't only do the engagement session. I need to set up I need to have questionnaires for my couple. I need to learn who they are. I need to learn the things that they like. That way, when we're actually shooting, if he's a gamer, I can pull out a Call of Duty joke that'll be like, oh, this motherfucker get me. Cool, I can relax around here. I can be myself, right? And then I need to turn that joke on its head. And I need to say something instead of saying, hey, can you whisper something dirty in your fiance's ear? I can say, hey, can you tell me, is he really good at that game? He's down there till 4 a.m. Is he really that good? And she laughs. And then he's like, wait, what? Damn, bro, how you gonna throw me under the bus? And it's this genuine like, oh, I see what you did there. There's this smile and like, guys, I'm with you. These are the things and how I offer a luxury experience to my clients. And then I go an extra mile. I make sure that they tell me what their date plan is. In booking me as an engagement or an elopement photographer, I need to know that the client has plans, dinner dates after. I need you to understand that this experience is celebrating your love. It's not about capturing photos. So you need to start getting sleep 3 days ahead of time to make sure your skin's well rested and you feel well rested. You need to start hydrating. And then we're gonna come here. I got you on the poses. We can discuss what you're gonna wear. That's all fine. But then when this experience is done, you don't just go home. You go to dinner, you go have some drinks. You continue to celebrate your love. And this is the experience that I'm offering my clients. I'm thinking on the behalf of you guys for the betterment of you guys. And then when you look back on these photos 20 years from now, you're going to remember this experience. I say all of that to say, if that's not how you're building up your business, then you'll always view competition as a bad thing. Competition doesn't faze me because not every client is suited for me. Not every client that sends me a form is a client for me. We are not always a right fit. And if I have this mindset that we're not always a right fit, then there's no way that I can feel like I need to start grabbing at every lead. There's more than enough work out here for all of us. Every client connects to each photographer different. It's all good. Let's not exile each other, but let's get together as a professional photography community and discuss what works and what doesn't, right? And also, and I'm guilty of this, and this is in my to-do list for this year, I need to familiarize myself with other photographers in my area. I need to reach out and form a rapport, offer value, form a relationship, because when I get a client that says, oh my God, I love your work and I love what you're doing, but I just can't afford it, that person still deserves the experience of photography and cementing memories for their family and their moments. I'm just not the one. You can't afford it. But I should have a Rolodex of other photographers. Yo, I got this client I'm gonna send your way. Here's everything dope. They're just out of my price range. Well, I'm out of their price range. I need you to, see if you can work with them. So much more valuable. So much. And then, as you start to see, I know a lot of photographers have this relationship where if they're booked and they can't do the job, they'll send it down the line. Like, I'm looking to develop that, and I wish we would do more of that. So yeah, competition, it's not the worst thing. And I feel like if you're worried about competition as a professional photographer, there's a bit of insecurities in how you built your business, and you need to go back to block number one and start building that wall up again. From a creative space, competition is such an interesting thing. I don't think a lot of creative photographers define it as competition, but the way they behave is that they may not say it outright, but like, I'm not going to tell them where I was standing to get this shot. I'm not going to tell them my camera settings that I used to get this shot. I was just like, well, I wanted to say I don't get that way of thinking, but I do. I wanted to say I don't understand that way of thinking, but I do. The point here is you need to become comfortable sharing your knowledge, because by sharing your knowledge, you are manifesting a circle of trust, a circle of community, and your ideas will come back to you, right? Here's where I was standing, and it was this time of day, and the shot came together amazing. I couldn't even, I see how you want to go back out there? Let's just roll out next Wednesday, because I got some ideas, maybe a little to the left, maybe a little lower, or maybe if you had that Pro Mist filter on, like, oh shit, you right, that would have been dope, right? Maybe a CPL would have helped cut some of the reflections in the building and give it a much more polished, like, relinquish your insecurities about your work and allow other people in your community to help further your perspective on your work. I think it's a valuable tool. I think community is such a valuable tool, in competition, or viewing competition the way we do in the creative world is a direct disrespect to the community that we should have as creators. There isn't that many of us, and our passion for this shit is so strong. Let's not hold each other back. Let's not look at each other as the competition. Let's look at each other as the community. You know what I mean? And let's be honest here, you'll get your assholes in the community. You'll get your, because I've met plenty of these people, they'll see you post something and next week they got the same shot. It's okay. It's okay. Do you think that you're original? Do you think that in your work, you were the first to get that shot? Get the fuck out of here. What are you, Ansel Adams? You think you're the first person to go out there and capture that? Like, let's not do that. So I just wanted to break those walls down about competition and really retool how we see it. And competition, if it has to exist, and I'm making a fair point here that it should exist within this context, if competition has to exist, let it exist in a way that drives you and your community forward. You follow what I'm saying? Let competition exist in a way where when you come back and you post your banger, your community is like, word. That's what you're doing, my guy? I'll be back. Right? And then they come back with something. Bam, hold that. And then you go, oh, I see what you did right there. I'll be back. I gotta go do some work. That's how competition should exist. Thank you for stopping by and giving me your time. If you like the video, like it. Check out a few of my older videos on the channel. If you like my style, hit the subscribe button. My name is Ramon, and I'm happy to be here with you. Again, peace.